young people like a Gigi, like a Siamtanda, like a Charisma, like a Sichaba, everybody on this live. So I know it's painful now, but although we couldn't give these people the proper props they deserved, they were going somewhere. Let's do that now, because they still exist amongst us. And I'd like to say to Lady Do, I know it's painful, but you hold a very special baton. You were able to work with. You were able to feel these people. You said it yourself that these people touched you in a way that nobody else touched you. This is not the end. This is simply the beginning. This is the beginning for you to shine harder than you've ever shined before in their names. I remember when Pro passed, I thought, you know what, there were so many people that I was tolerating because, you know, Pro was alive. There were so many people I sought to understand because he was alive. And it was because Pro had that kind of energy where it's like, hi, Chomi, we'll get through it. You know, this is somebody who most probably had his own issues going on, but he never seemed to even care because the issues of other people were bigger. And I don't know why the young men that passed, at least 2 of them that I knew personally, I get that feeling. So for what it's worth, I want to see my piano shine harder than it's ever shone before. I don't care if you're hip-hop. I don't care if you're gospel. The conversations to be having right now is not who's jumping where, how, what. Let's keep them alive. Let's celebrate them. You know, I think about how, you know, they were putting on local brands. I think of how, you know, nobody will be able to do what Mpura does on paper. Nobody will be able to have the voice Killa has. Nobody will be able to bring alive a crowd like that. But you sitting here, whether you're a young person and you're behind a desk somewhere, or you're somebody who wants to start something of your own, take from them that they were unapologetic. It was about them putting South Africa on the map, but shining very hard. I love the fact that everything that was about them was South African. And you know it. If you felt anything right now in this country, it's the fact that Mapiano makes us feel South African. They are trying in other countries to do what we're doing, but they can never do it like us. And do you know why? Because of the legacies people like Killa, like Mpura have left. Guys, you know, seeing Mam Connie put up those things about Uncle Shaw, and I sit there and I say, but this is legacy. It's such a celebration. When you look at these young people and you think the charts they were breaking and topping, the records they were breaking, the charts they were topping, how young they were. Some were even, Mpura got on, I think, way after he probably thought he would have ever gotten on. Just the energy. Go back to these people's Instagram pages and tell me you don't feel what I'm feeling. And the one thing you're feeling is that these were people who were proud of being South African. They were proud of being young men who come from the township. They loved to play in the dirt. And they could still sit and drink a Remy and drink a Henny. And I think that's what's important. Let's not be asking questions about how, where, who, but when Zagalani. The fact is they were going somewhere to go and represent and do what they did best. Let me tell you guys something about the South African entertainment industry. It's not what you guys think it is. People are broke. People are living fake lifestyles. If you are making it in South African music, you already need to be thinking of your next step. You already need to be diversifying yourself as a brand. People are not making money. Very few are. And the ones that are not relying solely on what they're doing. So if you hear somebody like Mpura saying that he's going to build his mother a house, he was doing well, he was shining bright, and he was waking up every day in studio to do that. So the next time you go into to an event, and you buy a ticket, understand where that money is going to. It's so sad that somebody actually said to me the other day, after all this had happened, they were like, Gigi, do people know that artists are getting paid close to nothing to go to gigs? We are tired. We try to do 4 or 5 gigs. We are tired. We have to split the money in half. To a point where artists will charge something like 30,000, guys. You guys think it's a lot of money. They have to pay for the car they hired. They have to pay for the petrol. They have to pay for the DJ. They have to pay for the photographer. They have to pay for... before you know it, upumango 2,000 or 3,000 if you're lucky. And this is the reality. I'm not talking for artists that are the lucky bunch. The ones that got on. And this is the few that are starting up. So the questions we should be asking are, how many gigs, would somebody have to do? Was this person tired? What are the psychological issues that artists face? What are some of the dynamics that are there in the industry? I see you in Zimali, guys. So the least we can get from our nation is legacy. Because money is out of the question. We're not making money. It's all a lie. Celebrities are liars. We lie. We put up nice pictures, make it look like we're making it. Mina, the money that sometimes I even get, is not directly from music. It's things that are related to my brand, but it's not directly from music. So when you see that person next time on stage, with the energy of Killa, of Mpura, don't be so quick to ridicule and start asking questions. What were they doing? Were they rushing to another gig? Were they drunk? Artists are going through the most out here. You guys may see us going in out in jail. They get given those cars. Cars are not under people's names. Some people get endorsed by those vehicles. The ones that do have cars are the lucky bunch who managed to make it. But that's not everyone's story. Because there's always somebody wanting to use that artist and throwing them out as soon as they're done with that. I'll tell you something. Killa never waited for anyone to do anything for him. That's on my mother. He never waited for anyone. Anything he ever did for his legacy, he did. With a team of young, driven people from his hometown, people around him, he always managed to make a plan. The day he got sitting on that bed, the day we all saw that video of him freestyling with the cup in his hand. You guys remember that video? That is when his dream and his vision was born. And that was independence for me. The ability to get on something and make it great. And let me tell you, I know stories. Killa also got screwed over in the industry. I know. The people sitting with his songs, you know yourselves. You know yourselves. But that's a story for another day. The fact is he could get on stage unapologetically so and keep going. So you as a young person, next time you go to a gig, resonate with the story that the artist had. It's not about the promoter. It's the story. Who you're feeding. Do you know that you could be building somebody's mother's house? A mother, why a frama queen is trying to take them to school. That's what we can learn from this whole situation. I don't want to hear people asking who did what. Important. It's not important. The fact